Hi everyone! Today, we're going to talk about manometer. Isa itong scientific device na ginagamit sa pag-measure ng pressure. Hindi man ito mukhang complicated but it's very important and useful, especially in fields like physics, engineering, and even medicines. Ito naman yung mga outline for our discussion. Section 1. Types of manometer. Ano-ano nga ba ang klase nito? Section 2. How a manometer works. Paano nga ba ito gumagana? Section 3. Application of manometer. Saan natin ito ginagamit? Section 4. Why manometers still matters. Bakit relevant pa rin ito sa panahon ngayon? A manometer is used to measure pressure. Simple lang ang design nito, parang U-shaped tube lang. But it plays a very important role in many practical situations. Kahit simple lang ang itsura, it is credible, accurate, and helpful sa pag-maintain ng system like gas pipeline, HVAC or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, at marami pang iba. Let's begin with the types of manometers. Meron tatlong common types: that YouTube manometer, differential YouTube manometer, and incline manometer. Una, the YouTube manometer. Ito ang pinaka-basic. It's a U-shaped tube na puno puno ng liquid, usually water or mercury. Gumagana ito by comparing a fluid's level sa dalawang side ng tube. The difference in height tells us pressure. It's all about balance. Kung saan mas mataas ang pressure doon sa mas mataas na liquid. Next is the differential YouTube manometer. Halos pareho lang ito ng YouTube pero ginagamit siya especially to compare two different pressure. For example, sa dalawang pipeline, the difference in height again gives us to pressure difference between those 2 points. And yung last, we have a incline manometer. Ito ay naka-tilt or naka-incline. Bakit naka-incline? So, para mas accurate ang reading, especially for small pressure difference, yung fluid movement kasi is mas spread out, making easier to read. So, sa unang topic natin, how a manometer works. Simple lang to pero sobrang useful lalo na sa mga experiments or system na may fluids or gases. A manometer works on principle on hydro hydrostatic balance. Ibig sabihin, ginagamit nito yung idea na pressure is directly related sa height ng liquid column. Kapag may fluid sa loob ng YouTube manometer, yung mataas ng fluid sa bawat side tells us something about the pressure. Kung mas mataas yung isang side, ibig sabihin, mas mababa ang pressure doon. So tandaan, mas mataas ang liquid column, mas mataas ang pressure sa other side ng tube. Ganyan natin nasusukat ang pressure difference. Now, ito naman yung formula. P is equal to P is equal to rho G H over GC, where P is the pressure and rho is the fluid's density, G is acceleration due to gravity, H is the height difference ng fluid column, and GC is the gravitational constant conversion factors, usually used sa English unit system para mas consistent yung unit. Kaya, kung alam mo ang density ng liquid, gravity, at yung height difference, madali lang na makompute ang pressure gamit ang formula na ito. So, that's how a manometer works. Simple lang pero powerful tools sa science and engineering. Don't forget to practice solving and use a formula para mas maging familiar.
So let's proceed to section 3, applications of manometers. Manometers play a critical role in measuring pressure, and their applications span in a wide range of fields. Here are some key examples: laboratories, industrial systems, HVAC systems, and medical applications. So in laboratories, scientists use manometers in experimental setups to measure gas pressure and analyze fluid dynamics. And in industrial systems, in manufacturing and processing plants, manometers are essential for monitoring pressure in pipelines and pressurized vessels. HVAC systems, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, technicians rely on manometers to ensure proper airflow and pressure across systems. Last, medical applications. Devices like blood pressure monitors often incorporate manometers for accurate and reliable readings. So, in all these settings, manometers provide a simple and direct way to measure pressure with minimal risk of malfunction. Next is section 4, why manometers still matter. You might be wondering, with all the advanced digital sensors available today, why do we still use manometers? The answer is simple: simplicity and precision. Manometers don't require calibration or electricity. This means they're reliable even in remote locations or during power failures. Unlike digital sensors, they are immune to electromagnetic interference, making them ideal settings with strong magnetic or electronic fields. Conclusion. So to wrap it up, the manometer is more than just a tool. It's a demonstration of how simple physics can solve complex problems. Whether it's a glass tube filled with liquid or a sleek digital device, the manometer continues to prove its worth across various fields.
So next is meron tayo ditong sample problems. So sample problem is a differential manometer is connected at 2 points A and B. At B, air pressure is 9.81 Newton over square centimeter. Find the absolute pressure at A. So makikita natin sa diagram na mayroong SG. And we all know that SG is equal to density unknown over the density of water. And based sa given, SG is equal to 0.9, and we all know that the constant value of density of water is 1000. kilogram per cubic meter. So, ito times lang natin siya sa SG. So, unknown density is equal to 900 kilogram per cubic meter. So, the density of oil is equal to 900 kilogram per cubic meter. And next is the density of mercury. So, palitan lang natin ng 13.6. So, 13.6 times 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter is equal to 13,600. So, the density of mercury is 13,600 kilogram per cubic meter. And next is makikita natin sa question na given din ang PB. PB is equal to 9.81 Newton over square centimeter. And we all know that 9.81 Newton over square centimeter is equal to 98,100 Newton over square meter. So, next is let's convert din natin yung mga centimeter into meter. So, 20 centimeter is equal to 0.2 meter. And 10 centimeter is equal to 0.1 meter. And 60 centimeter is equal to 0.6 meter. So, since na-convert na natin, next is, pwede na tayong mag-proceed sa pag-compute ng problem. And, lagi lang natin tatandaan na pagpataas, since pag hinagis is na-affect siya ng gravity, that's why pagpataas is negative. Pag pababa naman, free-falling body siya, that's why positive. And based sa sinabi ko, let's analyze the diagram. So, kita natin yung oil is pababa. So, based sa sinabi ko, pag pababa is positive. So, density of oil and the mercury, makikita natin pababa din siya. That's why plus the density of mercury. And next is tumaas yung water. That's why negative density of water is equal to PB. And ilipat lang natin yung PB. That's why change of sign, negative density of oil, negative density of mercury, and plus the density of water. So, i-plot lang natin yung mga given sa na-equate nating equation. So, since PA ang hinahanap, PA minus PB is equal to 98,100 kilogram Newton over square meter is equal to minus the density of oil. Density of oil is 900 kilogram per cubic meter times the gravity 9.81 times the height, which is the 0.2 meter, over GC, which is 1 minus the density of mercury, (13,600) times the gravity times height. Since may kita natin sa diagram na ang height ng mercury is 10 cm and kinonvert natin sa meter, which is 0.1 over GC. Lagay lang natin sa baba. Plus the density of water. Density of water is equal to the constant density of water, 1000, times the gravity and times the height, which is the 0.6 meter. And next is pwede natin cancel yung mga unit. Cancel. Yung cubic meters magiging square meter. Same dito sa kabila. And by using shift solve, makukuha natin yung PA, which is equal to 88878.6 Newton per square meter. And this is our answer.
Next problem, isosolve naman natin yung example ng inverted U-tube manometer. So, to measure the pressure difference between two pipelines, an inverted U-tube manometer is used. This manometer contains oil with a specific gravity of 0.85 along with water. Given that the pressure in type A is 6.5 kilopascal less than the pressure in pipe B, calculate the corresponding height H. So yung hinahanap is yung height. So let's start. Una nating kukunin is yung density ng oil. Since ang given specific gravity niya ay 0.85, convert natin to into kilogram over cubic meter. 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter equals, so 850 kilogram. Ayun, meron na tayong density ng oil. So ang next naman is sasalpak na natin yung formula, which is pressure A minus yung water, density ng water, tapos density ng oil, and density ng water ulit kasi ito equals PB or pressure B. Pwede natin ilipat yung, since given naman yung yung pressure A minus pressure B, i-transpose natin. So PA minus PB equals, lilipat din natin to, so magiging mapapalitan yung niya, water minus density ng oil minus density ng tubig, water ulit. So ayun, salpak lang natin yung mga given. So sabi dito, yung pressure A is 6.5 kilopascal less than the pressure in pipe B. So this is negative. Convert na rin natin siya sa pascal para hindi nakakalito. And water is, ito na, water is 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter. Siyempre yung gravity 1.81 meter per second squared, and yung height ito 0.5 meter minus yung oil naman, ito yung 850 kilogram cubic meter, yung gravity, and next is yung height, which is yung hinahanap. Nakalimutan ko pala ilagay yung GC, kilogram meter Newton. And yung next is yung water na naman. Dito nalagay na natin sa baba, 1,000 kilogram. And yung gravity, tapos yung height dito 0.7 over kilogram. So ayan, i-cancel na natin yung mga units, kilogram, ito may matitira. Ayan, cancel. May meter dito. So basta ang matitira niyan is Newton over meter squared. Alam naman natin na pag ang katumbas nito is Pascal. So ayun, so solve na natin yung height, which is ito, gamit yung shift solve. H is equal to, solve lang natin. So ang nakuha natin is 0.54 meters. So ayun, ito na yung sagot.
So, punta naman po tayo sa another sample problem sa manometers. Determine the difference in pressure PB minus PA between the center A and B of the pipes, which are filled with water. The mercury in the inclined tube manometer has levels shown. Take the specific gravity of mercury is equals to 13.55. So, makikita naman natin yung mga given sa figure sa baba. So, punta naman po tayo sa solutions. So, yung hinahanap sa problem na to is yung pressure difference ng B and A, or the PB minus PA, which is ito. So, bago tayo mag-start, ilista muna natin yung mga kinakailangan natin given para di tayo malito sa pagsasolve. So, the density of water is, alam naman natin na 1,000 kg per cubic meter. Then, yung given naman sa problem, yung specific gravity ng mercury, which is 13.55. Then, kailangan natin siya i-multiply sa 1,000 kg per cubic meter. Ang lalabas is 13,550. So, bago tayo mag-start sa pagsasolve, i-convert muna natin yung mga height, katulad nito, and ito, sa meter para hindi tayo malito sa pagsasolve. Itong 100 meter, yung height ng water sa A, and ito na 250 ang height ng water sa B, which is dito kung pagbabase tayo sa datum line between C saka D. Then, kapag kinonvert natin yung height ng water or yung HA is equals to 100 mm, pag kinonvert natin siya sa meter, ang lalabas ay 0.1 meter. Then, sa height B naman, pag kinonvert natin yung 250 mm sa meter, ang lalabas ay 0.25 meter. So, para makuha naman itong height ng mercury na to, since hindi given yung length dito, hindi natin to magagamit itong 40 degrees. Kasi, wala nga length dito. So, para makuha naman yung height ng mercury, which is ito, kailangan natin minus yung 250 mm sa 100 mm. Or, 0.25 minus 0.1 is equals to 0.15 meter. Next naman, para makakuha tayo ng formula na gagamitin natin sa pagsosolve ng pressure difference, mag-start tayo from left limb to right limb. Kukunin natin yung pressure. So, PA plus pressure of water dito times gravity times HA plus density of mercury times gravity times height of mercury is equals to PB plus pressure of water times gravity times HB. So, pag i-input natin lahat ng mga given, ang lalabas ay ito. PA plus 1,000 kg per cubic meter times 9.81 meter per second squared times 0.1 meter plus 13,550 kg per cubic meter times 9.81 meter per second times 0.10 meter is equals to PB plus 1,000 times 9.81 times 0.25 meter. So, kapag sinimplify natin ito, saka ito, ang lalabas is PA plus 981 Newton per cubic meter plus 9 per square meter pala plus 19,938.825 Newton per meter squared is equals to plus 2,452.5 Newton per square meter. So, by simplifying it, ang lalabas is ito na yung hinahanap natin, which is PB minus PA. Tinranspose ko lang siya sa kabila. So, PB minus PA is equals to 19,938.825 Newton per square meter plus 981 Newton per square meter minus 2,452.5 Newton per square meter. PB is equals to PB minus PA is equals to 18,467.325 Newton per square meter. So, we all know naman na 1 Newton per square meter is equals to 1 Pascal. So, our final answer will be PB minus PA is equals to 18,467.325 Pascal. This is the